Hello, everybody. Welcome to Amar's Game Chat. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I am Amar, and today I just wanted to make this short video talking about my predictions for the Tomodachi Life Living the Dream Nintendo Direct, which is happening in 24 hours on January 29th, 2026 at 6 a.m. PT, 9 a.m. ET. And yeah, I'm very excited for this game. I'm very excited for this direct. So I just figured, I'd make some predictions for it. I'm not expecting to have too many predictions in this video just because, I think there's going to be a lot more in this direct that I'm going to be able to talk about. But yeah, I figured, again, predictions video. We have a Nintendo Direct in less than 24 hours or just 24 hours from now. And I figured that'd be pretty cool. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. I hope you all enjoy this video. So yeah, I think the big thing with my predictions here, and the big thing I think that they're going to explain in this direct, is that this game is just a lot bigger. It's like a new Tomodachi Life. Like it's not. I guess you can compare it to the 3DS game, but there's gonna be just a lot more in this game, a lot more things to do, a lot more ways to like develop your island, and yeah. So that's where I really want to start, and I think that's where my main predictions are gonna be here. This game is going to be a lot bigger than the 3DS game, and I think that's pretty obvious just from what we've already seen. We've already seen the ability that you're going to be able to interact with your Miis a lot more. You're going to be able to, we kind of saw, in the last Direct that, you were able to pick up a Mii and take them to another Mii, and then they became acquaintances, and I think we saw them playing around, on the beach and stuff in the game. So that's already really cool, but I think there's gonna be a lot more to do. I think you're gonna have a lot more control over your Miis, and I think there's gonna be a lot more options. Obviously, one of the big things that wasn't in Tomodachi Life on the 3DS was queer relationships. I think that's going to be in the game. I think queer relationships are going to be maybe not confirmed in this direct, but I think they will be present in the game. And I think that is important. I think that's going to be really cool for the game. But yeah, I think, and that's just one of the options. I think that's going to make this game a lot more expansive and a lot more inclusive in what you're able to do. For one, I think there's gonna be I think there's gonna be island customization, which is gonna be really awesome. I'm kind of getting some of my predictions from other predictions I've seen that I agree with. So island customization has been one that I've seen a lot. I think it's gonna be in the game. I think, and that kind of bounces off my next prediction, but I'll just continue with island customization for a little bit. I don't think there was island customization in the 3DS game, at least not to a large extent. I think everyone had everyone had the radio station, and everyone had their apartment building, and everyone had a store and the beach and everything. But I think we're gonna see a lot more options in this game in terms of maybe you can have different types of restaurants that you can have present on your island, maybe different types of stores. Maybe not everyone's gonna have the same stores. I don't know if we've seen the apartment building yet, but I think it'd be kind of cool if we had houses. Some of your characters live in houses and stuff. And that kind of gets it. I guess we can get to it. I think it'd also be kind of cool if we had multiple islands in this game that you can go to and develop. Maybe you can have a island just for
Mm-hmm.
housing. So you can have an apartment building there, maybe some houses, maybe some condos, stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. And maybe that's not dictated. Maybe you can have an island like that, but you don't have to. Maybe you can have an island with apartments and a bunch of restaurants. Maybe you can have an island with just stores and restaurants. Maybe you can have an amusement park island. I think that'd be just kind of cool. Again, I think that's just gonna feature it's just gonna speak back to the idea that this game's just gonna have a lot of options for the user and player. Both within your Miis and the relationships your Miis can end up in, but the island itself. And I think that's two that goes hand in hand. Your Miis, having more options with your Miis is gonna be really awesome, and then having more options with your islands are gonna just be really awesome. And yeah, I think it's just really. I think this game's gonna be really awesome. So that might be something you hear a couple more times as I continue these predictions. But yeah, I just think this game's really awesome and really cool. But yeah, I think we continue on with that for a little bit, but there's just a couple more things within that context that I want to talk about. So let's get right to that. So yeah, I've already mentioned that I think it'd be cool if we have multiple islands to go to. Again, a housing island, an apartment island, not apartment island, a amusement park island. And again, you can make whatever islands you really feel like. Obviously, I think there'll be a limited amount of islands. But, you can have multiple islands, multiple things to do on different islands. Again, you can have multiple different restaurants on one island, multiple different stores. you can make it like a tourism type of thing where like some of your Mii's like go from island to island, and like it's like a different experience on every island. I think that'd be kind of cool. Something that I hope returns at least from the first game is the concert hall. Just because I think the concert hall is like what's made Tomodachi Life a lot more present in recent years. Just because like we've seen like in different like short form videos now, especially short form videos, but also back then, when the original Tomodachi Life released, we saw like a lot of people like writing like their own music and having their Mii's sing those music, like that music. I hope that returns here because I think that's like part of the identity of Tomodachi Life now. And honestly, that's like one prediction I'm making. I think we are going to see the concert hall here. I think that's gonna be something they not focus on, but like mention. They show like maybe like that's how the direct begins. Like maybe they made a song and like the Mii's are singing the song. Because we've seen that the like voice lines and everything from the Mii's are also returning. We saw that in the last direct. Like there's some of the Mii's were just talking and everything, which is really awesome. There was one Mii that asked when's the release date, and I think that's when they said that the release date is gonna be spring. And that's the last prediction I'm gonna finish on this whole video with, like what I think the release date is gonna be. But yeah, I think the concert hall returns. I think again, there's gonna be a lot more to do. Maybe they expand the concert hall. Maybe you can like make a whole band and everything. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, and that's kind of like what I'm just trying to like emphasize here. There seems to be a lot more things to do, even with like the stuff we saw in the original Tomodachi Life. Like I think the store is gonna be expanded. I think there's gonna be a lot more food options that you can give to your Mii's. I think you're gonna be able to like do a lot more with your Mii's, like in terms of like helping them in different ways. Like again, like I said at the beginning, or like in the first like 2 minutes of this video, that we saw like you were able to like make certain Mii's in that like the September Direct, you were able to like dictate certain Mii's becoming acquaintances. And maybe, it's possible like you do that, but maybe those Mii's still don't get along and like they become like evil, like not evil, but like they become against each other. Maybe they become like competitive. Maybe they become rivals and stuff. I think that'd be kind of cool. And that'd be, because obviously I think they're going to want you to have like more control in this game, but I think there's also gonna be like a certain variable of like randomness, and then like maybe you do think two Mii's are gonna get along, so you do like pair them up a lot, and maybe like you want them to get along, but like no, they just become rivals. Like they absolutely hate each other in the game, and I think that'd be kind of cool. Again, I think this game, like there's gonna be, obviously again, there's gonna be a lot of like options and a lot of inclusivity options and everything. But I think they're also going to want to do like there's going to be randomness to the game, and you're not going to be able to control everything that happens. And yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, we are kind of speaking about the Mii's here. Looking at some of the predictions that I've seen other people make, and some of the predictions I kind of agree with. I think it'd be kind of cool if Mii's like have jobs in this game. Because you are building like an island. You're building a life for these Mii's. I think that'd be kind of cool. Again, like maybe they have jobs, maybe there's some like school that you can build on your islands, for like the younger Mii's. I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, the food, I think the food is gonna be in the game. Maybe we can have like certain Mii's working at restaurants, maybe certain Mii's working at stores. We've definitely seen stores in the recent directs, so I'm expecting, maybe like one of your Mii's can work those stores. I think that'd be kind of cool. I think I've seen a lot of people mention pets, and I agree with that. I don't remember if pets were in the original Tomodachi Life. I only played the original Tomodachi, not the original. Well, it is the original Tomodachi Life, but not like the first game in the series. I did play like 20 hours of that game. I really liked what I played of that game all the way back in 2014. But I don't know if I ever like got to the point where you can have pets with your Mii's, if that was even an option in the game. So I think it'd just be, again, becoming a lot more expansive and a lot more things to do. I think Mii's will also be included in this game, just because, not Mii's, I think pets will be included in this game, like cats, dogs, fish, some birds, some bird options. Maybe it's like some unusual pets. Maybe like a hamster is an unusual, like a hamster you can have in like your different house or apartments. I think it'd be kind of cool. And then again, that just speaks to, like, I think there's gonna be a lot more different things that we're just gonna be able to see both in this direct and the game itself. And I think that's just gonna be really awesome. Again, just looking at this like list I've created, I think another thing we're gonna see in this game is we're definitely gonna see a Switch, like Switch 2. I think the Switch 2 is going to be mentioned. In the original post, we did not see like the mention of the Switch 2, but that's obviously just because the game has not been announced for the Switch 2 yet. I think that's just like, I think that makes sense that it hasn't like received any like updates for the Switch 2. But I think we will hear at least some mention the Switch 2, like maybe not Switch 2 exclusive features, but you know, the Switch does allow for mouse. You can use a mouse, and we've already seen like you can pick up Mii's and drop Mii's in different areas in this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if like the mouse con or like the Joy-Con 2 mouse feature is also added to the game, like for Switch 2 players, and then like Switch 1 players can like use just a normal mouse and just, you know, it's a little, I think maybe that'll be a little easier than using the control sticks to pick up characters and drop characters in different areas. Like pick up, especially like this island customization, like being able to pick up different areas or different buildings and like put them in different areas. Especially if you have multiple islands, you know, I think that'd just be a little bit easier for just being able to like do a lot more customization in the game, and I think that'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, and then like speaking to that Switch 2 idea, I don't know if they're gonna go like too much more into it. Maybe like with a Switch 2 camera or like any camera, because you can connect any camera to the Switch 2. Maybe like they can make a mode where just like on the 3DS you can take like a picture of your like different people or different different yourself or different people and like make Mii's through that. Which is something I haven't spoken to yet, so I guess we'll get into that now. Mii customization. So again, I think it'd be kind of cool if like the Switch 2 edition, you can connect a camera and then you can take a picture and like it kind of make a Mii. It kind of makes a Mii from that. We didn't really see that in the Mii creator on the Switch 2, so maybe that isn't going to be a feature that is included. But when it comes to Mii customization, I kind of feel like they're going to include the Miitopia Mii Maker. I don't think it's going to be the Mii Maker, or the Mii creator we see on the Switch 2 and the Switch 1, just because that one kind of hasn't evolved in the way that the Miitopia Mii Maker did, in the sense that like there isn't like makeup. I don't think there's as many makeup options and being able to like just as many options as the Mii Maker, like the Miitopia Mii Maker has. So I expect that Mii Maker just to be able to like they're gonna translate that one over, like port that one over to this game with obviously more options for your Mii's. Like you can have probably like different more hair choices and everything. Like just more options in the creation of these Mii's. And I think it would be kind of a disservice not to port over that Mii Maker and expand it, just because that Mii Maker I think is the best Mii Maker that Nintendo has ever done. So I think it just makes sense for that Mii Maker to make it over. Yeah, at least like in essence. Like obviously maybe they create a whole different Mii Maker, a new Mii Maker, but I think they're gonna carry over features from that one. And I like Miitopia is already on the Switch, so I think it makes sense just to at least use that one as a base and then build off that one. And I think that's what's gonna happen here. But yeah, you know, again, I think this direct's gonna be really awesome. Just thinking on the top of my head before I get to like release dates. We already mentioned pets. We already mentioned the Mii creator. Obviously, more again inclusivity options and just more options in general when it comes to Tomodachi Life, living the dream. Again, I think that's like a big emphasis. You are gonna be living, like I guess the player or the user is gonna be living their dream through this game to a certain extent. Obviously, all your Mii is gonna be living a dream, and I think dreams are gonna be a big part of this game. You know, we're gonna maybe get like some hints into how certain characters are feeling through their dreams, and then maybe like that you can choose if you would like that Mii to actually live their dream, or maybe you make a dream for that Mii that you have envisioned for it. That'd be kind of interesting. You know, like you're pretty much controlling some of the Mii's. I don't know if they're gonna do that. That'd be kind of weird too. But yeah, you know, I think that'd be kind of cool to a certain extent. I guess the last thing we could pretty much finish off on is multiplayer. You know, in the original not Miitopia, the original Tomodachi Life, it did have Street Pass features where you were able to interact with other users, not obviously directly, but you know, your 3DS passed another 3DS, you got a Street Pass, and then you know, I don't remember what the features were, but I think you were able to see certain Mii's that person had. And I think that's gonna be expanded here through multiplayer. I don't think it's gonna be like direct multiplayer or like direct online features. I mean, I think it'll be online, but it won't be direct like multiplayer features. But I think it'll be kind of cool if like you're able to like send your Mii's to like a dream version of someone else's island or islands, and like they're able to explore there. Maybe they're able to go on, like a vacation there, and maybe like come back. They're able to like maybe bring a couple of like different pieces of clothing over to your island, or maybe like some version of like some of their music over to your island, or maybe even like that's how you get like certain different restaurants. Like maybe maybe their island have like a Japanese restaurant, maybe your islands have like a Chinese restaurant or like a Mexican restaurant or like an Italian restaurant, and like and like you're able to like different, like you're able to like bring over like different cuisines over to your island, and maybe like another person able to bring different cuisines over to their island. I think that'd be kind of cool. um Obviously I'm not really sure how that would work, just because I think like most often you'll just be communicating with your friends, but maybe like there's a portal where you can like download, or like not download, but maybe you can like go to like different islands. Like you can find somebody's island, click it. Maybe like there's different codes that you can input, and then you click that or like input that code. You can select maybe like 4 or 5 different Mii's to send to the island. Maybe they're gone for like a day or two, and then they come back and they bring some stuff from that island. I think that'd be kind of cool. I don't think they're gonna make that like required. Like I think you're gonna be able to access everything just as a single player experience. But I think like if you want certain things, you can go to someone's island, get maybe some things, maybe come back. Maybe that's where they may add some like random elements. Maybe like maybe you're not able to control what that person brings back from that island. But yeah, you know, I don't think it's gonna be direct multiplayer just because I don't really know how that would work. Because unless you're gonna be playing with like one other person, and like you're able to like bring a couple of Mii's over, and then you're able to see how those Mii's interact with their Mii's, and then maybe like there's some connectivity thing there. Like maybe they're gonna, maybe when you stop that connection and like you go back to single player mode, maybe they're gonna be asking like, can we go back to that island? I think that'd be kind of interesting and kind of cool. And again, like add to like the life part of the game. Like obviously this is a simulation game, so I think that is kind of cool. You know, I think that would be a cool option of things for them to do. But I think besides that, I'm not really, I don't really remember. Like I didn't really write down a list. I'm just going off like different things I've heard and different things I've seen. But yeah, I think that is it for predictions. I might have some more predictions when the direct's actually airing, which I will do a reaction to that direct, which I'm very excited for. But the last thing I wanted to finish on is, well, actually, I mean, I guess it's kind of connected, but amiibos. I think it'd be cool if like there was amiibo costumes for your Mii's that you can input into this game, kind of like what we saw with Mario Kart Deluxe and Mario Kart 8, where you were able to get like Mii costumes. Obviously, Smash Bros has Mii costumes. I think it'd be kind of cool if they have like exclusive amiibo costumes. Obviously, I'm not really sure how that would work, because obviously there's also just gonna be normal clothing in the game that you can like customize your characters with. But like a Mario shirt, could you scan like a Mario amiibo in, or like a Yoshi like hat, like a Yoshi hat. It would be cool just because you scan like a Yoshi amiibo in, something like that. I think it'd be cool if like there's some kind of fun functionality if you have the Smash Brothers Mii amiibos, like the Mii costume, not the Mii costume amiibo, just the Mii amiibos in general. I think that'd be pretty cool. You just scan them in. Maybe you can get those Mii's. Like maybe they have, they add like those Mii's to your island, and then I don't know. I mean, maybe like they reference Smash Brothers and stuff. Maybe they bring like different items from Smash Brothers over to your game. I think that'd be kind of cool. And like I was talking about multiplayer stuff earlier, but I think the way you're gonna be able to bring over some Mii's would be through amiibos. Like, because we saw that with the Switch, where you're able to scan certain amiibos in on the I don't remember. I think it's the right Joy-Con. It's either the right or left Joy-Con. You're able to scan amiibos into your like you're able to use amiibos, and then whatever Mii or like character users connected to that amiibo, their Mii ends up on your Switch. And I could see that's one way where they are able to like allow for you to get like more Mii's, like more, because one of the biggest things with Tomodachi Life is we're able to get like other people's Mii's, and like you're able to use like QR codes to get other Mii's, and that could be added to the game once again through like the Nintendo Switch Online app and like you're able to just scan QR codes and do everything like that. But I also wouldn't be surprised if like amiibos were able to bring over Mii's. Maybe like there's an online service where you're able to download certain Mii's. And stuff like that. But now I'm rambling. I wanted to finish this video just talking about the release date, and the reason why I thought about amiibos is because I think this game will be releasing on April 2nd. We have 2 amiibos that will be releasing on April 2nd already, and that is the Super Mario Galaxy Mario and Rosalina amiibo. And normally Nintendo wants to try, like, not they want to tie in like actual releases with these amiibos. It's something they've been doing a lot more recently, and we've known for a little while that the Mario Galaxy amiibos will be releasing on April 2nd. I honestly, before this direct was announced, thought that that would be the Yoshi release date just because of those amiibos. But now that I think we're having this direct here, I think Tomodachi Life Living the Dream will be the next big game after Pokopia, or like the next new release after Pokopia. I think that'll be on April 2nd. So that's my release date prediction. That is pretty much the last prediction I have for this direct, and pretty much for, I guess for this direct, and then obviously some for the game itself. But yeah, I rambled a lot in this video, so I hope you all enjoyed that, or just enjoyed just listening to some predictions for this direct. But yeah, again, I will be recording a reaction to the direct once it airs, so I'm very excited about that. But without further ado, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to make sure you're happy, because I'm Generic Happy. We might be getting another direct next week, so that's very exciting too. I will have predictions for that. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.